Welcome to Introverted Vibes Extroverted Energy. I'm your girl, Dr. Jaye, and I have my co-host here, C.C.
Hey.
Today we are going to talk about sorority life. As an introvert and an extrovert. Child. And the leadership involved. So to start this conversation, I do want to be clear for those who don't know what a sorority is. It really is a female organization. Most of them are Greek organizations where we joined for fellowships, sisterhood, scholarships, service to our communities, and many other things. So there are several sororities. Should I say several? A couple of sororities that my co-host and I belong to. So we want to talk about today how we navigate that space being in these organizations with a lot of different women, with different personalities, different perspectives, how we've navigated those spaces. So, Cece.
Hey.
How have you navigated sorority life as an extrovert?
You know what? It has been a ride. It has been a ride. With being an extrovert, I have a really bubbly personality, which tends to be really well when it comes to socializing, networking, meeting people, stepping outside the box, when I need to step outside the box. When it comes to, not being afraid to talk to people and things of that nature, I find that it's very easy for me to just introduce myself to a new soror. Soror means sister. To introduce myself to someone that I don't know. I have only been in Greek life for 3 years, going on 4 years, so I'm still pretty new to it. But, it was easy for me to pick it up. It was easy for me to get acclimated to it by just stepping out there and not being afraid to step up into different positions that I'm in. So, I'm just navigating my way through reading, learning, trying to continue on and just socialize and network and meet people. That really helps a lot.
Okay. So I would say for me, I have been in Greek life almost 9 years now, almost 9 years. But this wasn't new to me. I am a part, I should say, of another organization that it resembles Greek life. As an introvert, I would say it was a little taxing for me because I'm not one to be rambunctious coming into a space. And I've always said for me, I was coming into organizations for impact. My thing was I resonated with the missions and the purpose and the values of the organization and what I could bring to it. Sisterhood has never been the main thing for me because I have sisters. I don't need sisters. But I do love and I enjoy the relationships that I have made being in the organizations that I'm in. So for me as an introvert, it was a little hard because I don't come off as bubbly as my co-host here. I really come in quiet. I really like to observe the room. I can feel the energies. I know if I wanted to start a conversation off with someone, I know, who I can beeline to just by the space that I was in. But I've never been one to kind of come in and be like, hey, girl, I've never been that type. But I've enjoyed my life for the most part being in a sorority.
I love that. Love that. I know sisterhood is one of those things that we're just kind of like, I have sisters. I hear that from a lot of you who have sisters. You guys are so lucky to have those ladies. I don't have any sisters. I actually have 3 brothers. And so, being the baby and being the only girl is definitely a different perspective of what that feminine energy looks like. So I feel like I would say that's one of the reasons why I joined, right? I could say it's to feel more of a feminine energy about myself, learn that feminine energy about myself. I'm not really a feminine person, kind of a tomboy unless I have to wear something that's feminine.
Right.
And so it did kind of force me to have to wear things that I normally wouldn't wear. So wearing dresses and stuff or skirts where we have to wear them at certain ceremonies and things like that. I personally wouldn't have worn that or chose those types of things. Pearls, I definitely wouldn't be wearing pearls. But, it forced that feminine part of me to come out. So that's where I think the sisterhood part kind of helped because I'm seeing it
Right.
from all these different women. I'm seeing women who take time to do their makeup, their hair, and I'm like, oh my God, like y'all be looking cute. But I'm just like, I need to learn how to do these things myself. So I think that helped as part of that, as to why I'm like, yeah, that's what I needed.
Yeah. So I know we both serve in leadership roles. So
What you got? What leadership roles you in?
girl, name it. Just put the sheet on the paper so I can check all of them off. No, I have served as president for several organizations. I have served on regional boards for several organizations. I have chartered a couple of organizations or reactivated chapters. I didn't come into the sorority to serve in any leadership role. It was really that what impact could I bring to the community? And I say that, but I also want to caveat to those that are interested in sorority life. You have to really be coming in for the purpose and the mission of the sorority, because if you come in talking about, I want to do community service, you don't need to be a part of an organization to do community service. You can do that on your own. So for me, I would say I am a member of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. So for me, choosing or having Sigma choose me, what had me interested in the organization was really the ladies that found it. I tell people this story when they come in. I feel like if I was born in the 50s and 60s, I probably would have been a part of the Black Panther Party. I probably would have been. So to know how they founded this organization in a climate where, there was a lot of racial disparities there, and to come in and build an organization in the middle of that, right across the street from the Ku Klux Klan, I was like, those are the women. Those are my kind of women. So that is what really resonated with me with that organization and what they were doing for the community as far as making sure Black people were educated. That is why I wanted to be a member of this organization. Again, community service is lovely. But again, I didn't need to be a part of the organization to do it. So for me, I really came in to see where I could serve better. It wasn't for me to actually beeline into a leadership position.
Yeah.
But hey, my path has been my path.
That's right. I am also a member of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. And when I tell you, when I read and found out that it was during that era and it was happening, they were building this organization right across the street from the main leader of the KKK. I was like, oh yeah, they nuck if you butt, right? So I'm like, yeah, that's definitely something that I feel I could see myself in. I see myself as those 7 ladies who created the organization. I see myself in that resilience. I see myself in that perseverance to get it done. And I want to be one of those change makers. So why not be in an organization where there were women who were change makers?
Right.
So that was that piece. So yeah, being a leader, same with Dr. Jaye, I've sat on, since I've been in for the last 3.5, going on 4 years, I've been in leadership roles. So now on a regional board leadership role is definitely broadened, my skill sets and, having those types of things, I'm able to meet more people. So that's super exciting to have that now part of the journey and where that can lead me and just continue to learn and grow as, we move forward. Serving on a national committee within the organization also helped because, the chair of that committee was an international board member. And so just being able to be in a smaller space with her and really learn from her, that really helped too. And that changed the whole game when it came to thinking about things or what perspectives we need to take. Like, how do you cater to 6,000 women who are at a conference? And so that really resonated with me being a part of that, which made me want to do more and get into those larger spaces.
So how has leadership treated you?
Leadership has been leadershiping. It has leadership. You know, it's the same with like in a corporate space. Like I don't feel there's a lot of difference there because business is business. We've talked about, you guys have watched our previous episodes and Dr. J has shared when it comes to business, I'm a business person. I have a very business mind and, I don't waver a lot from that. And that has trickled over into leadership roles. I'm still learning how to intertwine being a sister and being a business person, because at the end of the day, our sororities are a business.
Right.
And we hear from higher ups, like being in those spaces, in those national committees and regional committees and things like that. This is a business. Like, we love you, but this is a business. And so I have that mindset. As soon as you say this is a business to me, I'm going to start thinking like my entrepreneur business self.
Right.
Or, how I need to operate in those corporate spaces and things of that nature. So that falls in line with me being a leader in an organization. And so I'm learning the sisterhood side more and trying to back away from C.C. business person and turn on C.C. soror and trying to figure out that switch. What about you?
So it's funny that you said it, and I will tell people. So in my stint of leadership, C.C. served as a member on the board when I was the president. And I think that's where our relationship really blossomed because she is more business minded and she was like, look, we got to handle the business. Where I come in is with the feelings. I'm with the sisterhood piece because even though, like I said, I didn't come in here for the sisterhood, I know people come in, the personalities don't always jive. So I've always kind of tried to be that person to create that space where people felt comfortable. We can have transparent conversations. We can be open and honest with one another. Tell me how you feel. How can we make it better? That was me. So I feel like our dynamic,
it works.
Yes,
it works. She the face and I'm the operation. I'm the COO.
Yep. We always said CEO, COO. She's all about the operation. So I think as a leader, being a life coach and, being the oldest child of the 3 girls, I already knew what to expect. So for me, I won't say that it was easy, but I knew how to navigate those spaces. The piece I think that maybe brings me to pause at what I see in these organizations, especially our Black Greek letter organizations, is the disconnect that we have as Black women in the spaces where we should be lifting up each other and where we are sometimes tearing each other down. Now, that's the piece that breaks my heart, I would say, because that's not why I joined.
Right.
For me, I think that that's the hardest part of leadership. But handling the business, getting the business done, making sure we're doing it decent and in order, has been good, I would say, for me in leadership. But again, wasn't trying to get to this space. But hey, I am here now.
You're here. You know what? Bringing in the business acumen in my mind is what led me to, y'all, ×2 sorority. All right. So I'm also a member of Iota Phi Lambda Sorority Incorporated, which is the first African-American women business sorority. And that really helped me to feel like I'm going to be in my business mind frame, in that business setting and learn. Right. So being an entrepreneur, I'm always in a space where I need to learn, grow. I need to always learn something. There's always something going on so that you can learn. And so I joined that. I joined this organization so that way I can have that, continue on the professional development and be around professional women who I can maybe share my expertise with in a business mindset, and they can share that with me. I'm always open to understanding and learning different ways of business, especially in different disciplines. I'm one of those people that like to know a little bit about everything, and also having, I like to say, somebody in my back pocket that are in different disciplines and different areas. So that way there's always a go-to person. And I felt like this was a great opportunity to have that. And so, yeah, and I've been in that organization for a year. It's been a little over a year, and came in in a leadership position on the board. So definitely, I don't know why it's always like that. Same with you. Pass it to Dr. J. She got the same story.
I do, because I am also a member of Alpha Phi Lambda Sorority Incorporated and currently serve as the president of the Zeta Kappa chapter in Metro Phoenix, Arizona. I did come into the organization also in a leadership or executive committee role. Yeah, I don't know why we just segue into leadership, but I feel like our strengths speak for themselves. So, I mean, we're equipped to do it. We know what we need to do to make our chapters thrive. Same for you. This sorority resonated with me too, because in my opinion, I was a new business owner because I started my business right before COVID. I don't know nothing about starting no business. I just got me an LLC and did the work. So my goal was to come in and learn what I needed to learn, and build my business and learn from other women who have been in this space for number of years. Again, it wasn't for the sisterhood either. It was really for me to get the knowledge that I needed to get. But it's been good so far. They have been some moments. So speaking of those, tell me, CC, in your experience with sorority life, how do you navigate the challenges with other Black women or women that are within your organization?
I don't know. I don't answer my phone.
Now, is that really answering the
Yes.
call of challenge?
Yes, it is.
Why?
Boundaries. No, I'm just kidding, y'all. I'm just kidding. Not, but kidding. You know what? I navigate it by continuing to learn myself. I'm still young. I'm still learning. And, I've had not always worked in a space where there were a whole bunch of women, period, around. I started corporate America when I was 18 years old, and I was one of the best in the room. So, there was a lot of other people who were not as melanated that were there that I knew I didn't really need a lot. It was kind of like an individual contributor, but you had teams around you. And I was a team lead and things of that nature. But then when I started traveling, it became a really silo perspective of everything. We were virtual because we were always on the road. So I did not have to be in a space with a lot of people. And then when COVID hit and I joined the organizations, and even from then, so we'll talk about from, the 2020 when I first even got into the whole, when I first got added to the group chat.
Right.
Till now, being in 2 organizations, this is the most that I've had to be in a space with other Black women. And I'm learning to navigate. I took a long time to even be comfortable being the person I am. Now I know, and I've learned this, I've been doing the work on myself, because you've helped me as my mentor and my life coach. I've been doing the work on myself for the last 4 years, and I learned that I'm a mental person and I'm a problem solver. And so that's where my mind automatically shifts to. So that's kind of where it's at. I'm still learning how to listen to people's emotions
Yeah.
and to be able to let them get their emotions out and not cringe.
Right.
And so I'm learning. That's how I'm navigating it. I'm learning to give grace as they're giving me grace. I have to kind of remember that in the back of my mind that I'm not perfect. And I'm learning how to navigate that space and learn how to give them grace too. It's a lot. I'm working on it. That's all I can say is that I'm working on it. I'm continue work in progress.
Right. Well, tell me this. Why do you think, because I think what I'm hearing you say is because you've been in corporate America so long. I won't put words in your mouth. Let me just ask the question.
Okay.
Do you feel like being in a sorority and being in this space with a bunch of women, that this is harder than being in corporate America? And if so, why do you think this space is so hard to be a part of?
I think I don't want to say that it's harder. I will say that the challenge has presented itself. And I say that because there's a lot of people with a lot of different stories, right? And because we are in a sorority where sisterhood is an element of that, right? Even though we may not have come in for it, it is an element of it. And now in corporate America, I don't have to hear your story. I really don't have to care. I don't need to be your friend outside of work. None of that. But with this sorority life, this your sister. So, your soul, this is somebody you're constantly going to be in spaces with. So now I do have to hear your story, and I have to try to compel that and tap into unhealed traumas and tap into your learning styles and all that stuff. And so now I have to bring in a little piece of a personal element
Right.
to it, to where when I'm in corporate America, I don't have to be personal at all. I know how to build relationships, but keep it business. Versus this, there's a level of personal business that's just there just because, you know what I'm saying? We sing songs together. We have to hold hands together. We have to say, what we need to say together and things in unison.
Right.
And those types of things are in this space that are just not there in corporate America. So I don't know if it's hard to say, but it is definitely a different scale.
Right.
Yeah. So what about you? How you navigating those challenges with Black women?
I would say the difficulty is equal. Just for me as a introvert. One as an introvert and one as a Black woman, because I don't like drama, period. I don't sign up for it. I don't subscribe to it. And but I know that it comes with the territory. I'm not one to completely cut off. Like I've had enough. I'm done. I'm not that type person, but I have come close because I want to set my boundaries too. I want to worry about my mental health, and if I'm not getting what I should be getting from you as a soror, as a sister, then why am I in this space? I have constantly asked myself that, but then I have to remind myself that again, I'm not here for that. I'm here for the mission. I'm here to make an impact on the community. But sometimes it's difficult. I agree with you. The corporate space is different because you're going to give me a check.
Right.
And I'm coming here, I'm going to make my money, and I'm going to go home. Being in a sorority is volunteer. And then I had to continue to tell myself, I have continued to tell myself, this is a volunteer organization. I don't have to be here, but I understand why I joined. So it's for me, it's equal. But I feel like us Black women, and I hope you hear me, and we make it difficult for ourselves for no reason. We should be, again, uplifting, nurturing one another in these spaces. And it kind of makes it hard for people to want to be a part.
Yeah. It's one of those things, like I feel like everybody needs to do a survey that says, how do you like to be recognized? Do you need to have your name in lights? Do you need to just have a pat on the back privately? Or do you just not like recognition at all? Like, I feel like that's a huge struggle that I've seen out there just across the board on everything. Like, everybody needs to have their light shine or have their moment. Like, there's light catered to in organizations. And we're not here for the shine, but some people are. So I'm personally not here for the shine, but there are people who are. And having to fulfill that need is something that, I do struggle with sometimes because I'm like, we're not here to get this recognition. We here to serve what we are here to make an impact for us. So why we join, whether that's this vocation or something. So
You just said exactly what I was gonna say. So if people feel that way, and if you do, no digs to you, but if recognition is the main reason, you really need to check yourself on why you join these organizations. A lot of people, they do that. They want letters. Letters should not be the reason why you join this organization. I do know some people, they join because they want a sense of belonging. And for those people, if that's what it is, tell people what it is that you need. I think a lot of things go unspoken, and we don't communicate with each other like we should for us to be able to give each other what it is that we need out of these organizations. But if you come in here and you just want some awards, some recognitions, your name across you really need to check yourself on why you are joining these organizations.
Amazon has awards
And
all day long, customizable.
and get on Canva and create your own
certificate. Go on Amazon and create your own awards and fill your own wall up. It's available to you.
Right. I know in my other organization, I would tell people, like, if you come in here for letters, you have letters. Use your initials. If you need to have a jacket with some initials on it, put your initials on the jacket if that's what you need. Feel recognized.
I like that. We do have initials. We do have letters. Yes.
Yes. Look, we are all important, but if you want that other level of importance, go get you a jacket made, boo. You don't have to join an organization for that.
Right. I agree. Now, talking about where we go from here and beyond as we get ready to close, y'all. And if you have questions about sorority life, put them in the chat because we would love to answer questions as far as our knowledge goes. Right. You can always do your own research on the millions of organizations that are out there that are Greek letter organizations. There's all kind of disciplines. But Dr. Jaye, as we get ready to close, as an introvert, how are you going to move from here, knowing we've had this conversation? Because now you're aware, so now you are responsible. How are you going to move forward? That's my favorite line, y'all. When you're aware, you become responsible. How are you going to move forward in your introverted life, being in leadership and maneuvering these organizations?
Oh, well, I'm going to continue to be Menina. I'm going to continue to be who I am. I'm going to come in and do the job that I have been elected to do. I'm going to continue to be me. I'm not going to conform to what anyone else thinks I'm supposed to be in these seats. I have done a stellar job thus far, I feel like, in the roles that I have served. And I'm not one big on accolades either, but I have people who are behind me who continuously pour into me as I pour into them while I'm in these spaces. And I feel like if I can continue to do that, have them continue to be by my side and I support them, we can move mountains. So as an introvert, if you are in these spaces, please do that. Do not change yourself because someone thinks you're supposed to be doing something that they would do. You were put in that seat for a reason. They voted on you to be in that position. So continue to be you and don't change for anyone else.
Love that. Why you want me to answer the question?
Yes.
I don't know, child. No, for myself and those who are extroverted and in leadership roles, in sororities, or interested in being a part of one, join areas that fit that personality, where your voice can be heard, where your voice can be big, and be unapologetic about it. And then also continue to learn and grow from those areas, right? We have committees, and those committees that tailor to an extroverted personality, get out there and get in those committees. So that way your voice, that extroverted personality, can be used, what Dr. Jaye said, to make an impact on the organization. So, programs committees where you're out there, corporate initiatives. You can be out there doing those things. Being in roles to where your voice is heard and loud, or where you make an impact in those seats that you want to be a part of, or if you have a creative mind, being in that seat. So that's what I'm going to continue to do. You already know what my goals are. I ain't going to share them with all y'all, but she already knows what my goals are within the organizations and where I'm trying to go with it. So I'm going to continue to do that and continue to move and let my big voice continuously be heard, and not feel bad about having a loud, assertive voice. It's just staying true to that, because it took me a long time. If y'all knew my story, it took me a long time to get this voice. And I'm going to keep it, but also I would like to learn how to take in people and be okay with taking in other people that are not like me. So that's what I'm going to do. We got to go because I'm getting mushy.
Yeah. Well, let me say this too. So as you are putting your comments in the chat, if you are a part of a Black Greek letter organization and you resonate with this topic and what we have discussed today, please put your thoughts, your feelings, your experiences down in the comments box. And if there's anything else that we need to dive deeper into, please let us know, because I know as Black women, a lot of us are in these organizations and we're trying to figure out and learn how to navigate these spaces and making sure that we're making that impact. And if we can do anything on this platform to help you with that journey, we want to be able to do so.
I totally agree. Thank you so much, Dr. Jaye. And thank y'all so much for joining us for another episode of
Extroverted Vibes. Excuse me, Introverted Vibes.
Extroverted Energy.
Don't forget to follow, like, subscribe.
All the things.
All the things. Y'all know I get that wrong every episode, but you know what to do. See you next time.
Bye.